That Note with Parker Whirling.
Caughy, on that note, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me, Parker.
Thank you for coming on. One of my closest musician friends out here. I'm so pumped to have you on, Caughy, with TV Dinner, the long-awaited album. Is this the third album?
Yeah, I would say I think of it as like my fourth project and third album, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. But
cool.
It is like my first LP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, I love it, and it's been in the making for some time, and I've been hearing about it every time we see each other. I'm like, when's the album coming out?
Yes.
I'm thinking like February, and then you're like, well, it might be end of the year, and we'll see. So I'm pumped that it's out and people can finally listen to it. It's so good. But before we get into that, why don't we chat about Toro y Moi?
Yes.
The album that you chose. Which one is it?
This is the album I chose, which is the Toro y Moi album, Anything in Return. This is one of my favorite electronic albums. I'd say maybe just albums in general. It's incredible. Like, I feel like you don't even need to explain this album. It's like, it's over a decade old now, and it still sounds like it's from the future.
That's crazy. It's over a decade old.
I was actually listening to this the other day, and I was like, this still sounds like it's so futuristic. I love it.
That was a huge album for me when I first heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I must have been in 2017, and I heard it for the first time, and I really loved Harm and Change, the first song.
Yes.
And fell in love with that and tried to keep listening and never could break past that first song. I was like, I like this first one, but I forgot what the next two are.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get into them, and then one day it just clicked for me, and I don't know why, but then the next two songs sounded amazing, and I was able to get through the whole album. By the time I was done, I'm like, oh, this is amazing, and it was a constant rotation for me. Oh yeah, that album.
Yeah, really. I mean, I felt the same way. I think the first ones I really fell in love with was Rose Quartz.
Yeah.
And Touch were the two that I heard, and I was like, this is so good. And then, yeah, it's some of them you kind of just I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan when I first heard them, and then now I hear it, and I'm just like, gosh.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it's so good.
I feel like as a society, we don't talk about Toro y Moi enough. Toro y Moi is very good and very popular, but not in the way that people, I think, really talk about his artistry.
Yeah.
His breadth of work is huge. He's done so many different things. Even that EP that he dropped a couple of years ago, where he went back to his hometown in Colombia.
The country EP?
The country EP. It's amazing.
It's there's no, and I'm to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of some the most recent stuff.
I agree. He took kind of a misstep, I think.
Yeah.
For me.
Wasn't for me.
But he is always changing.
Yeah. Outer Peace is also one of my favorite projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outer Peace is awesome. I love that I forgot what it was called, but he had the 70s rock one.
Oh, Mahal?
Mahal that's true. Mahal is incredible. I forgot about that one. I was thinking about the one, but even before.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sorry, that one was, I guess, more psychedelic.
Yeah, it's a psychedelic rock thing. And then not even talking about his first couple of things, which were vaporwave.
Yes, yeah.
But those are just kind of fun for me to listen to every once in a while, but not my go-to. But yeah, Toro y Moi, great guy, from the South too. But let's get into TV Dinner. It was released February 27th. And once I was able to listen to the whole thing, I can definitely see why this took a long time. It's a whole concept. Where did you come up with the concept? And I'm just curious, I know you've had some of these songs for a while, so was the concept always there, or did that kind of come in after making some of these songs?
Oh, it definitely came in after making some of the songs. The earliest ones that I was working on was Between, which I actually worked on the week that Luna came out in the summer of 2022. And then That Lizard, which I worked on that December sorry, this is of 2023, excuse me. December of 2023. So we're like years now. And to be honest with you, it's kind of a blur now, and I'm not exactly sure when I thought of like the idea of like TV dinner, because I do remember like another working title for it was Waiting Room. And I wanted it to be like really liminal. I wanted it to be, I don't know, just kind of feel like you're in the back rooms a little bit. It was like kind of like the, which I feel like when I recorded Between, it was like very poppy and digestible, but it had that sense of like, you were like unsure of where you were or who you were. And you were like, kind of like, there's that dissonance in it. Still with like the synthy production, everything. And that Lizard was like, for me, when I recorded that was like a big step in that direction of like what I want to do.
That one kind of unlocked the sound for everything else.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's cool. It's one of the best bass lines on that project.
Thank you.
I've had the pleasure of getting to play with you a handful of times, and that song in particular, I always have to like refresh myself on how it goes. And it's just such a fun little meandering bass line. I really love that one.
Hell yeah.
Do you have a track on it that was really a hard one to make?
Oh my gosh. The one that comes off the top of my head was Vacant.
Okay.
And that was originally 2 demos. That it's the first demo is like the first half, which is like an instrumental, and then the second half, which has vocals on it. And I didn't know what I was going to do with either of them. I wasn't happy with like either of them being by themselves. And then I decided to like kind of bridge them together. And then I brought Sudi onto it. And she just like added so much life to it and like really took it there. And then also having my friend Lyndon Frazier, who plays like the host of the album. They spoke on it and like wrote a part for it to just kind of add it to the bridge and to get like all of that together and like get the mix where I wanted it to be was like something I was like in the weeds with for like months. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's over 100 stems to that song.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For Vacant?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's crazy. What was it like working with Sudi?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. She's been on the pod before. She's incredible.
Yeah, Sudi's incredible. Super friendly, very sweet, so talented. Like the verse for Vacant, she punched in.
Wow.
Like we just kind of wrote as we went. And she just, I don't know. Yeah, it's like so clear like how trained she is and how much of a producer she is. So it was such a pleasure.
Yeah, y'all's collaboration made so much sense. Like that might be my favorite song on the album personally.
Okay, yeah.
I mean y'all's just voices complement each other, your sounds complement each other.
Thank you.
And especially when that beat drops like about halfway through that song, it just feels like you've earned it. And like now we can kind of groove for the rest of the song.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you feel that way, cuz that was like an arrangement that I was like a little more nervous about.
Yeah.
Cuz I was like, I want to step away from like the chorus vibe. Like I want things to breathe more.
Yeah.
But it just, I was like worried that I was like, I don't know if people are going to like listen to that part of the song, you know?
Yeah. How do you go about that process when you are thinking of things in a conceptual way?
Yeah.
How much of that takes up your brain space versus how to make something sound like pop, you know?
I mean, definitely it was more so something that was like in my older stuff came more naturally, was just the pop format of like, this is a verse, this is the chorus.
Yeah.
And then I think with TV Dinner and the stuff that I've been working on since, I've just been thinking, how can I break away from that? Or how can I be like looser with it or more comfortable with maybe just having like a few lines and it not really making a standard song structure. Like a huge inspiration for that is the artist Infinite Bizou. Because their stuff is just like so, I don't know, they'll have a song that's like 4 lines that's maybe repeated every so often or maybe it's just once and then the rest is like some kind of instrumental. Like that hearing that is like really exciting and like what I want. I've felt very drawn to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the future, what do you think would be some musical territory that you'd like to explore?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. That's something I've actually been trying to rack my brain about a lot. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. For a little bit, I was considering like TV Dinner being the last Caughy project, and just like focusing on like other stuff. But like since TV Dinner's been, I've been like, okay, what can I do?
Yeah. Were you just
like,
kind of like over it? Not,
Yeah.
you're not over it necessarily, but
no, but
you're done. You're
exactly.
tired.
Yeah,
from-
I was so fatigued from working on
Yeah.
it. I hated it for a while, but it's
Yeah.
nice to be like excited to make
I get it.
work again. But I've been working with my friends Jim and Noah on a project as well, which has been really exciting. We've got like a lot of demos that we've already tracked, and we've like been talking about releasing a project this year, and that stuff's like really different than like what I would do on my own. I still feel like I've had like my hand is like clear in it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But also like I don't know, it's been like really refreshing to work with other artists and like
Yeah.
I don't know, just feel excited.
Does it feel a little bit more less pressure, I guess?
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because with the Caughy stuff, it's so like, especially when I'm like mixing it and mastering it myself, it's like this needs to be.
You're
this
writing,
good.
recording, tracking, mixing, mastering,
Yes.
promoting.
Yes.
You're doing everything for it.
Yes. So it's like this needs to be as good as it possibly can be, which obviously adds like a layer of stress to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like where I want to go with the Caughy stuff specifically, because part of me wants to make it dancier. I think I do want to just move away from dance pop and more so just like, I don't know, maybe take steps in like experimentation. And I'm not exactly sure, like I've been thinking of like some vocal production stuff that I kind of want to give a shot. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a great question.
Yeah. Well, with the stuff you're doing with your friends, what's different there that you're enjoying maybe a little bit more that wasn't in this project?
Oh, I think we all have like strong suits that like make it really exciting. So my friend Noah is like probably the best arranger that I've like ever met. Like the way that she comes up with chords and the way that like they can just like make chord progressions is like so impressive.
Huh.
And to me, I've always like relied on like major sevens.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it's like a 1 and a 4 or stuff like that. It's like very like bare bones. And then they like will take these chords and they're just like, well, what if we go here with it? And it's just like, that is really exciting.
Yeah.
And then Jim is just like an incredible engineer, has like a great, I don't know, like ear for sound selection. And they're like, all of them are like really good songwriters and instrumentalists. And like, I don't know, it's just very exciting. Cause then I get to just like come and like, well, I play the saxophone, or like, here's some lyrics, or like, I have these keys, or like, I don't know. And I get to just like, you're not wearing all the hats, which is like really nice.
And you, I mean, didn't even mention saxophone. You play sax on your own projects as well as for other people. And you've like gone to South by Southwest playing sax, and you were just in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I was in New York, Philly, and Montreal.
Whoa, that's so cool. How was that experience?
It was incredible. It was incredible. It was my first time touring as a musician, like as an instrumentalist, and not like the artist, which was really nice.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that because I don't know, it's less pressure.
Definitely.
It's less responsibility.
Who were you playing with?
I was playing with Megan Dallin.
Okay.
She's Atlanta based.
Oh, okay.
Incredible.
What's her name? Megan
Dallin.
Dowlin.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. What kind of music?
Oh man, she's
I need
like,
to check her out.
I would say like 80s revival pop.
Okay.
Like very like Kate Bush, very like powerful and like animated vocals. Yeah, she's incredibly talented.
Nice.
And everyone like on that team was like very, very fun to be with. And
That's
like,
great.
Yeah, because those are like high stress situations, especially like crossing a border.
Yeah.
When,
How do you do all that? I've never had to deal with that.
We were like in a van with some paperwork. And then we were like 2 hours. This is a funny story. We were 2 hours away from the border, and we realized that one of the band members had an expired passport.
Oh my God.
Which was like,
yeah,
we were all like crashing out.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
And then we got there, and the border control guy was like,
"Nah, who cares?"
Yeah, I'm gonna accept this. Like, y'all.
Really?
Yeah, and we were like,
no way.
we were like, it was kind of like, are you sure? Like, okay,
yeah,
all right. Yeah.
That's so crazy that they were like, all right, whatever. Because I feel like if you get a passport, they won't accept you in if it's 6 months before the expiration date.
Yeah.
Like, I remember hearing that when I had to renew it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh yeah, I guess because there's no reason you couldn't technically stay past that. And then, I don't know, it was a whole thing. But my parents were like, yeah, you got to get your passport renewed before the 6 months because they won't let you in. I'm like, well, what's the point of the expiration date?
Right. It kind of seems like it's up to
The guy you get or the person you get.
Because like I heard the horror stories of like that same band when they crossed the border like the same time last year, like they were like pulled aside and everyone's like searched and like someone got turned back for like a driving record, and it's just like you just never. I've heard from people. It's just like it was just really nerve wracking and scary.
Wow, that sucks. How was Montreal though?
Montreal's great. Yeah.
Was that your first time?
It was my first time. It was super cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a European city, to be honest. It was really,
That's what I've heard.
It was really weird just driving like a couple hours north of New York and just being in a town like that. Like it felt very strange.
Is it really that close? Just a couple of hours?
I think it was like a 4 or 5 hour drive.
That's still crazy.
Yeah, no, and it's just like everyone's speaking French, and like it's just like a very different vibe. People are like, I don't know, like it'd be 6 degrees and people are like rolling cigarettes and t-shirts outside. I was like, what is going on? Like,
You're like, this is my place. These are my people. That's so cool. I would love to go to Canada. I've never been. I would love to go to Vancouver or Toronto. And Montreal sounds really sick too. But yeah, like if I can't go to Europe, just go there.
Oh yeah.
Pretend.
Yeah.
You know? But back to your album, I'm curious, after all of this, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned in the creation of this that you would apply into future releases?
Always give yourself more time than you're expecting.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought TV Dinner was going to come out in 2024, which is the 2026 release.
Hey, that's okay.
Which is like such a cliche, but like it's like, oh, that happened. Trying to think. I really want to stress that like putting creation over perfection is important. What is like something I'm really trying to internalize with the Caughy stuff. Because that's like it's really hard to get wrapped up in that kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you have to really like put a boundary on trying to reach that perfection, like with deadlines or anything like that? How did you deal with that?
There was a point where I like would give myself this rule where it's like if I was listening to it for like 2 weeks and there was nothing I could think to change it, it was time to move on, even if I had lost the joy of listening to it. If I was like, this song is terrible, and it's like because I was listening to it religiously for an insane amount of time. I'm trying to think of any other rules or anything that I had to. Yeah,
what would you go back and tell yourself, or if somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make an album. I don't care how long it takes."
Yeah.
What would you say?
You kind of have to. You kind of have to hit what you're aiming to hit and then move on, which has been said before and is like something that's also been told to me many times. But it's like hard to realize that, like, because it's like you might be like, well, I'm actually over this. I don't like this song anymore. Well, it's like, yeah, you made this 2 years ago, but this is of the same project. It's like you kind of have to think like, okay, because I got to get this out. Like I have to complete this. Because you can't just like keep working forever and not release any kind of work.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of different. Some people just want to keep creating and not release, and that's beautiful as well. For TV Dinner, I was like, I want to release this album, which was the goal. Which you can get lost in for sure.
Definitely, you can get lost. What do you feel like is your favorite part of this process? Maybe in general, but specifically with this album, any memories that really stick out that you're like, I'm gonna miss that?
Oh yeah. I'd say the feeling of tracking a brand new idea and feeling like it resonated with what I was going for the project was like one of the best highs ever. Like that is such a rush. Also the release itself, I had a release party and to like have so many loved people in the same room and like them to like hear what I've been working on for so long and like seeing people that I loved and also some people I didn't know like enjoying it and like dancing to it or like it's like that to me was like, oh, this is what this is all about. Like that was like so
Dude, your live shows are always so fun. Like it's always a pleasure getting to play with you because just the vibes in the crowd are always high. People are really enjoying dancing along, and then anytime you like turn around, you bring the saxophone, everyone's like, "Oh my god!" It's so fun. And speaking of live shows, you got one with Brad Stank.
I do.
Coming
yes.
up, right? What's the date?
The date is April 10th.
April 10th.
At the
Awesome.
Masquerade.
This will be out 3 days or 2 days before that. So if you're listening, go see Caughy, Brad Stank.
Yes. If it's not too late, it's the 10th of April at the Masquerade.
Nice. Which stage?
Altar.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't played Altar before.
It's an interesting stage. I saw one of my favorite bands, Wishy, there. And it's like a cool room. I like it. And Brad Stank, he's been around a good while now.
Oh yeah, I love his work.
Yeah. How did you get the show?
I had applied when I saw that he announced a tour in the U.S. I had applied to the Masquerade. I said, "Hey, if y'all need like local support, would be so happy." I was doing this for like a couple of different artists.
Yeah. So you just shot them an email?
Shot them an email, and then I'd heard back that they were touring with another band. And then so I was like, well, that's a shame. And then I heard back, this was a couple weeks ago, that the co-headliner that they were touring with had to leave, cut their tour short.
Oh.
And my friend Jim, who's the Jim that I mentioned that I've been jamming with, also works at the Masquerade, and was like, "Hey, I put in a good word with you with the buyer. You should be hearing from them." And then I checked my email. They wrote back, and I said, "I'd love to be involved." Sent them like the promo stuff, and then they like switched up the bill like that day, which was very. I was like,
when did you find out?
This was week and a half ago, maybe.
Okay, so yeah, pretty soon.
Yeah,
or pretty recently.
Yes, yeah. It was kind of a short.
Yeah,
which I think helped in my favor of like, hey, I think I'm.
Yeah, that's so sick, dude. And I think people, especially if they're starting out, don't necessarily realize like that's how you can get gigs, is simply by reaching out and emailing. And I mean, a million times you're gonna get things like, oh, they already have support, or you just don't get a response at all. But like that happens all the time. Like the only reason I've played certain venues like Aisle 5 is because I reached out because I saw someone who didn't have a listed opener.
Yeah.
And like they sound like we could fit on the same bill, and just reached out, and that's that. And then now you have an in.
Absolutely.
And Masquerade is definitely the same kind of thing. Cause it feels like sometimes that can feel like a big leap to play a venue like that if you're not used to doing things like that.
No.
Playing slightly bigger venues, at least bigger to me. But yeah, if you can just reach out, sometimes that's all you really need to do. Yeah. And then they might have you on the radar for the next one too.
Right. Exactly. Having that kind of relationship is,
yeah,
it's really important.
Dude, that's going to be so sick. I remember hearing about Brad Stank years ago, and I can't remember, there was an album that he put out that was like making the rounds.
Is it Eternal Slowdown?
I think so. Does he have a pretty deep voice?
Yeah.
Am I making that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Very like slow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chill. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah. So when it comes to like your collaborations, which you have a lot of on this album, you didn't have as many, if at all, on the other ones, right?
On the other albums, you mean?
Yeah.
I had a couple on Luna.
Okay.
And then.
Oh yes, that's right.
I had one on Cosmo, and then Shimmer was like a solo.
Right.
No like features or anything like that.
Yeah. So what makes a good collaborator to you? What do you think is like the chemistry of a good collaboration?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think it really just depends on what you're looking for. I think I've because at this point I've collabed with people where it's been all done, like the actual tracking has been virtual. But I think you kind of, at least for me, with this project, with having Sudi and Sophia Rogers, those were both people I just kind of knew. Like with Sudi, I was like, oh, I want to get Sudi on this. Or Sophia Rogers, I met at South by Southwest last year. Mm-hmm. And they are New York based. And
cool.
That was the first time we met, and I saw them perform. And I was just like, fell in love with their work. I was like, this and I remember like talking with them, and they're just like, we really got along, and I was like really just like aligned with this person. And their sound is like way more like singer songwriter, like folky, kind of like very like acoustic and like very different world. And they were really excited about the idea of like having something involved with like my production style,
Yeah.
which made me very excited. So then I sent them the open for Grow Cold, and then it was like an hour later they sent like a voice memo of their verse idea, and I was like, I need this like as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Um,
I love her verse on that.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
They're terrific, and it's like, I don't know, that was very. The only struggle with that was like the digital side of like getting the stems and like loading them into Ableton, and there was like this whole, I don't know, like just like the technical difficulty was the hardest part. There was no like difficulty in like making sure we were aligned, which I think that made it really easy, that I didn't need to like persuade this artist to in a certain creative direction. Like it was just like they were gonna do their thing.
Yeah, it just worked out perfectly. Yeah, their verse, like the way they approach it, like it changes. I love the like more staccato, like duh, duh,
yes,
duh,
yeah.
when they hit that part.
Yeah.
I think it's just like really helps the song move along, and it's nice to hear y'all's voices.
Well,
together.
absolutely. And that was part of it, was that I arranged it to their verse, which I think really helped as well. So like I gave them like, they had like the chords, and then they just like laid that out, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll bring in the kick here, and then I got to like record the saxophone like in the background of their verse. Like it was just like very, it wasn't just like a plain like, here's 8-bar or here's a 16-bar loop that doesn't have vocals on it, but it was just kind of like, oh, now I get this, and I get to, which was very, very fun.
Yeah, that's the best, when what you're doing with other people is so effortless. I feel like that's a word that comes to mind when I think of collaboration, and not that it's always going to be effortless with a great collaborator, but it does feel like there's a lot less resistance when you have a good collaborator versus somebody that maybe you just don't gel in a certain way, and like that can be okay too. But when you're working with somebody, I know you don't work with a producer because you are the producer, you're doing everything, but that can be a huge block if you are working with a producer who's not. You just don't feel like there's this inexplicable thing between y'all that's not clicking.
Right.
Luckily, I don't feel like I've ever really had that experience. It's always been pretty effortless in terms of, we talk about the song, and then from the moment we start tracking to the end, we pretty much will agree with what is being played sounds great.
Yeah.
And if it's not sounding great, like that's okay too. You can take a break. That happened to me a couple times ago up in Nashville recording, and my guy Beaton, we were working on something, and I was being a little bit closed off, I think, to where something should go, and then we just didn't make any progress because I wouldn't like let him essentially throw paint at the wall and then be able to take back stuff that wasn't working. And I feel like if you can have an open mind, you can always reel things back in later,
Right.
but having that open mind to allow ideas to kind of come forth with a collaborator is the best way to kind of work through that. And you can always edit later. You don't have, sometimes I have too much of an editing mind.
Absolutely.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
Even if you're working with yourself and it's just you, and you're like, the EQ is not perfect. Like this sound's not going to work.
Yeah. It's hard to find that balance with trying to kind of mix and produce as you go, but not get too caught up in that where you like lose the momentum. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Caughy, let's take this over to the last 5, where we're going to pick 5 questions out of this magic bowl here.
Yes. I forgot about this.
I know, dude. This is one of the most fun parts. So I'll let you pick.
Yeah.
Number 1.
What kind of food would your music be? That is a wild question.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Oh my gosh. I want to say like TV dinner would be a microwaved TV dinner.
Yeah, that's true.
That seems like the most obvious question or obvious answer, but
Yeah.
that's what's coming to mind is it's a microwaved meal that you're even hungrier after you eat it. It's like it's not. There's no like
Ooh,
sustenance
I
to
like
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That is funny. I didn't even think about that. All right, number 2.
Dream 3 band bill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay. Dream 3. Can this be any?
Let's keep him alive.
Okay, alive. Okay, that makes sense.
That usually,
All time. Like
Yeah. Yeah, that usually narrows it down a little bit.
I'm gonna say Puma Blue.
Cool.
Yeah, I saw him live recently.
Yeah.
It was so good, so good. Myself. I'm gonna put
Nice.
myself on there. I don't know if that's the question, but
You can, absolutely.
because I want to play it. I want to play the show. And the band Triathlon as well.
Ooh, yeah, you're a huge triathlon.
Huge fan. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, you've met them a handful of times.
Yeah.
Nice.
Adam's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great guys, but Adam's the one.
Only
I've
Adam.
talked the most.
The other 2. Is it 2 others?
Yeah. There's 3 of
Okay,
them.
I'm like, try. I'm just thinking that it's probably a trio.
I never even thought about it like that. That's great.
Yeah. Like, I shouldn't have assumed. But, yeah, that would be sick. Puma Blue, there's that one song I loved back in like 2019, I feel like, is when I found him. I really got into him. There's a sick Moon Underwater.
Classic. That song is so
what it
good.
is. That would be great. Yeah, where did you see him?
I saw him at the Masquerade actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which stage?
He played Hell.
Okay. And yeah, Salami Rose Joe Lewis.
Yes.
Previous OTN guest from back in the day, like 2020. I think.
It was like a COVID episode, right?
It was a
'Cause
COVID episode. It was on
Zoom.
Zoom. I think to this day, that episode is the #1 most viewed YouTube episode I have, because she doesn't have a lot of interviews out there.
Well, I'd believe it because I went to go watch an interview with her and yours came up and I was like, what the hell? Parker.
Wait, what in the world?
Yeah, you never mentioned this?
Yeah. Well, back in the day, now all my interviews are one in person and with local artists. But when I started this podcast, it was all Zoom and with anybody in the world, because it was during COVID, so nobody was doing anything. And that was also in my favor, since nobody was doing anything. It was easier to get certain artists on, because they were like, well, okay, like, what else am I going to do?
I'm just at the house. Why not?
So I got her on, and she was like the sweetest person. And like, that interview was so fascinating because she just has such a interesting mind and the way she thinks about things. And her music is like truly crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
It's so otherworldly.
And yeah, you were saying before the pod that people were had maybe mixed reactions about her show.
I think where I was vibing out.
Yeah.
I loved it. But I heard some friends mention like, oh yeah, I heard people not saying the kindest things about it, because I think they weren't prepared for something as
Well, I would
maybe
imagine
off-kilter.
she's a little bit more experimental than Puma Blue.
Yeah. Puma Blue is like way more still in that like pop format of like, I don't know, and
Verse chorus.
Yeah.
But she has such a different mind. Crazy. She was a scientist
Yes.
before she started doing music. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's awesome. But that's a good 3-band bill.
Yeah.
You got Puma Blue, you, and Triathlon.
Yeah. I think it'd be
Right in the middle too. That's the best spot to be in.
I think, if I had it my way, I'd be sandwiched. I'd be like,
That's great. All right, number 3.
Best album covers.
Ooh.
That is a terrific question. Pinups by David Bowie is the first one that comes to mind.
Oh yeah, that's like, or am I thinking of Diamond Dogs? Which one's Pinups?
He's like, it's like the portrait of him. And he's got like, what's her name? Is it Peggy? Like the model from the 70s,
Okay.
like on his shoulder, and they're just like both glammed up.
Okay, maybe that is what I'm thinking of. Diamond Dogs is a freaky one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always come back to Bowie.
We do.
I mean, Aladdin Sane, that album cover is unreal.
I was trying so hard not to, because that also comes to mind. I'm like, that was like the album I picked the last time I came on here.
Yeah.
But that cover, it's like so iconic.
It is. It's iconic, but as we were talking about before the pod, it's like the cover is iconic, the picture is iconic, but you don't hear people talking about the music on that album so much.
Yes.
There's not really, I mean, maybe I can't remember what the track list is, but I don't think there's like a standout track in the average Bowie consumer's mind.
I think it's
that
like
one.
the Genie was like the most mainstream one, but that is like was like the bluesiest one.
Yeah,
you know?
compared to everything else, that's like maybe his 11th most popular song.
Right.
You know, and Cracked Actor, that is like one of my favorites of his.
So good.
There's such a like a fire in that song.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Aladdin Sane, really any Bowie. Black Star is so sick.
Oh yeah,
that cover.
Yeah, trying to think of any other, like, I've suddenly forgotten any like cover art I've ever seen.
That's how it goes, dude. Yeah, when you have this question, I always go back to. There's a few I really love. I love the Yeah Yeah's It's Blitz album cover where they're squeezing the egg.
Oh yes,
the
yeah.
yolk is like popping out.
Yeah,
that's so sick.
That one's great.
Of course, the My Bloody Valentine album, I think, that cover is really cool. Have you seen that?
I don't think so. No.
You've probably seen it.
Off the top of my head.
It's like a pink swirl. It's like just a pink mess.
Okay.
But there's a guitar sort of barely in it. And it sounds exactly like how it looks.
Oh.
And then I'll throw one more in there. Census Designator by Jane Remover is like this crazy album. She's like looking at this huge abandoned house in the middle of a field, like just like a wheat field, and it's really like affecting. But those are ones that always come to my mind. But yeah, it's hard to pick.
It is. Yeah. Now I'm telling like
because it's every album cover ever.
Yeah. I love a lot of album art.
Yeah. But yeah, we can leave it at David Bowie. Let's do number 4.
Number 4. In the studio or playing live? Playing live for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the studio. I love it, but that's because I'm not the one doing everything anymore.
Yeah.
So I can kind of like sit back a little bit.
And I love recording music. I love being in the studio, like being in my room and like, you know, just thinking of things, or like being in a friend's house, or like being in space. But it's like there's something about performing that is like my favorite thing in the world. That is like my favorite activity.
Yeah, that's a true 50-50 question. A lot of people are split on that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's round it up. Last one.
Let's do it. Least favorite song / album from your favorite artist? Wow.
Ending on kind of a hater question, sorry.
On that note, let me think here. I mean, we mentioned the new Toro y Moi. I don't know if...
Yeah.
That I think was that I heard that. I was like, that's the first thing that comes to mind where I heard something and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was like...
I do agree. And there's some songs I like on there.
Really?
I like Tuesday or Monday. What's it called?
I'm not sure.
It was like the first single. Alexa's in the other room saying something. I think it's I've been up since Tuesday. Da-da-da. Yeah, it's that one. But to be fair, that is maybe the only song from that album that I really enjoy.
Yeah. And
the rest, I am kind of like, I'm glad that he is still switching things up.
Yes.
But him doing like kind of a trap album was not what I was hoping for.
No.
And it wasn't my go-to.
But he's like done trap and rap stuff before that I thought was way more exciting.
Yes. Yeah. I think something about
that like demo album. I can't remember the name of it, but it's got like all the dates in the titles.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of
Soul something.
Soul Trash, is it?
Soul Trash. I think that is
so
what it
good.
is.
It's so good.
Wow, I forgot about that. That was huge for me when it came out. I was like, this guy's a genius.
Yeah, I know I remember hearing that and being like, this? Wow.
It's so weird. I couldn't tell you the names of any of the songs.
Yeah.
But they were like really weird and experimental. I totally forgot about that.
It felt like that most recent album was like a TikTok album, for like lack of a better way to put it. Which was like, I think that was the part where I was like, what? Yeah.
Loved the album cover.
Yeah.
of the stars
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like swirling in. I thought that was sick.
Very clean, yeah.
But yeah, as far as like the sound goes, it wasn't my favorite. But hey, we brought it back around.
We
Toro
did.
y Moi. That's so funny. That's a great way to end the pod. Caughy, thanks for coming on the pod.
Absolutely.
Always love getting to chat with you. Brad Stank, opening for Brad Stank, April 10th.
April 10th.
Friday, right?
Yes, Friday.
Nice.
It's a week from, well, it'll be a couple days for you.
Yeah, a couple days.
If
from
not
when you're
tonight,
listening.
come tonight.
Yes, please come. It's going to be sick. And yeah, it's been a blast getting to chat with you. Listen to TV Dinner, everybody.
Thank you so much, Parker. It's a pleasure.
On that note, with Parker Whirling.